Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome to the Shrewdness. It's me, Prue. I'm here with Chiz and Dex, as usual. We're back for another week of NFL wrap up, and we'll look ahead to week 4 and talk a little bit about some Guillotine fantasy football. And we got a new segment that we're starting tonight. First, we'll go through our sleepers and spuds like we do every week. We'll talk about some gambling picks. But Dex, I think, also has a new segment for us,
Yeah.
which he's calling Sinners and Saints. And those are
Sinners
the
and
guys
Saints.
that either saved you or got you chopped this week.
That's right.
And
It'll be
Dex would
kinda
know
fun.
about getting chopped. So,
Yeah, Dex, tell us
Ah.
your sad
So
news
how's
from
everybody
this week.
doing? So that's great. Yeah, so for all those who watched the Baltimore and Detroit game, I had a decent lead. I mean, it was kind of risky. I just needed two people to continue doing what they've been doing the whole season. So David Montgomery and Mark Andrews just keep sucking. Just don't get in the end zone. I'm not even going to go into what they did. So don't even worry
Don't
about
get
it.
in twice, whatever you
Let's
do.
just, yeah, each. And definitely don't run in like a 72-yarder and a 37-yarder. And, yeah. So that's good. Yeah, a couple of heads up.
fantasy football, great.
Yeah, and I think I owe it all to Ashton Genty. Thank you so much. I'm glad I picked you first in both of these leagues. You've really come through for me. I mean, I'll buy you flowers if you need to. But Ashton, boy, did you look good at Boise State and not so much with the Raiders. So anyway, let's move on.
In case you're wondering, David Montgomery went 12 for 151, averaging 12.6 yards a carry with 2 touchdowns and a long of 72. Mark Andrews, 6 catches, 91 yards, averaging 15.2 a catch and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, when you need somebody to do bad, that's what Guillotine does. It just, not only is it laugh in your face, it's like, you want what? So you are fine at halftime. Okay, let me just go ahead and bury that. So yeah, there we go.
It's
So
so
whatever.
true.
I'm just gonna enjoy all my
It's
poop
so
leagues
true.
now and go from there. But anyway, no one wants to hear about that stuff. Let's go into kind of our shrewdness sleeper. I want to start off there. Actually, you know what? I want to start off with a new segment. I think it's gonna be kind of fun, and it'll lead into
Let's
everything
do
else
it.
anyway. So we're gonna pop right in there. So sinners and
Let's
saints.
do it.
So who saved you and who killed you? So again, a personal favorite of mine, Ashton Genty. He's gonna be probably on some possibly available in your league because once again, he does not deliver double-digit points. So many people's early first-round pick, terrible. He goes 17 for 63 yards, no catches. I don't even know if he had a target. Certainly no touchdowns. Don't you worry about that. He won't go near the end
Definitely
zone.
not any of those touchdowns.
Not happening. Not
So
happening.
that's one of our centers. I think the biggest one that's going to be on probably the vast majority of chop teams, Leak Neighbors. So if he's not upwards of like 15% cut, that'll be amazing. If you could hold off on a 2 for 13 performance against the Chiefs and survive, kudos
With
to
your
you.
number one pick. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that's gonna be pretty hard to get over. And then if you doubled down and came back in your second round with Chase Brown, his 10 carries for 3-yard performance and 4 catches
Right.
for 17. I don't know if those, 5 points, 6 points are gonna save you, but probably not helpful. So those two are really bad. And then CD Lamb, of course, he got hurt to get his 0, but Xavier Worthy did it to me first week too. So I think CD Lamb's probably going to be available in a lot of leagues. But should you take him? Because he's probably out 3 to 4 weeks. You might just need to let someone else take him, die, and then just wait until the other side of these bye weeks before you get CD Lamb. But
Yeah.
Jamar Chase. So last week he was one of the, I think, the most chopped player. He comes back, so you spent half your fab on this guy probably. 5 catches for 50 yards. And that Cincinnati offense looked atrocious. Jake Browning, not
No
Joe
one
Burrow.
knows what is going on in that place.
No, it's bad. And then the other one on Cincinnati, just because they all were terrible. Higgins, T-effing Higgins. 1 catch for 15 yards. So there is your 2.5 points out of your second-round pick or third-round pick, T. Higgins. So hopefully you guys did well.
Never rely on T. Higgins.
Exactly. But, gentlemen, did you guys have any of these guys? or did you have some even better options that did worse?
I had a reasonable shot at high points this week until I had JJ McCarthy. He got hurt, and I lost out on all my bids for good quarterbacks. So I rolled with Russell Wilson, who at halftime was had negative points.
Yikes.
The love
Is
muscle.
that bad?
He looked.
Is that bad?
The Chiefs defense is good. The Chiefs defense is good still.
Yeah, he looked terrible against them. Never was comfortable. He ended up with like 5 points somehow because he scrambled.
Yeah.
But he was awful. Luckily, well, we'll get into why I'm not chopped, but because I had pretty poor performance from all of my receivers, but I had some other saving players.
Yeah, some of the last couple ones I'm going to go through for the sinners, the ones that killed you. So another one that was on a chopped list last week, pretty high up, Brian Thomas Jr. I just don't know. We talked about him as having concerns. 2 catches for 55, and he had one long one. You take that away. Goodness gracious. I think he was at 1 for 14 before that or something like that. That's not good.
I think he must have hurt someone's dog.
Yeah.
Like the OC's dog, or I don't know. Maybe Trevor Lawrence. Maybe he kicked his cat or something, because he's not getting the ball.
Something's up. And then a couple of running backs that hurt some teams this week. Josh Jacobs, which is normally pretty solid.
Yeah.
16 for 30 against that vaunted Cleveland D. And it is vaunted. I'm not even being sarcastic this time.
I know.
It's a good defense. You don't really want to start guys against that. And he did save his line, so it would have only been 3 points, but he got 5 dump-offs for 44 yards. So at least he scraped you up to pretty close to double digits, but no touchdowns. And everybody thought a home game or the game against Cleveland would be pretty good, and that did not work out well. Then Alvin Kamara is kind of the last one, I think. People are really looking for some stuff, and 56 total yards, 1 catch. 1 catch with Alvin Kamara. That's just not what you're used to saying out loud. So I think he might be on some chop list too, depending on how you did out there. So hopefully you guys out there in the Shrewdness did not have multiples of these guys on your teams. Otherwise, you probably got your head rolling.
Honorable mention goes to Zay Flowers for his horrific performance tonight.
What did he finish with? 2 for something, right?
2 for 13.
2 for 13. Zay Flowers, welcome to the Sinners.
3 targets.
Right?
How's that happen in a game
had
where
like 9 the first 2 weeks?
Yeah, right. Over 50 points in the game, and woof, not good. So here's the ones that saved you. So here's the Saints. And there's the obvious ones like Jonathan Taylor. I got you. 102, 3 touchdowns. Absolutely. But here's some of the surprising ones that out of the woodwork, a couple tight ends. If you're starting the tight end strategy, Hunter Henry, 8 catches, 90 yards, 2 touchdowns. And Turd Ferguson, our favorite tight end out of Dallas.
Huge.
15 catches for 82 yards. He didn't even have to get in the end zone. He just I just got all these catches. And so he had 14 targets, career high, 13 catches, career high. So Jake Ferguson, great week, and you helped out a lot of your owners there.
I believe the only Cowboy.
I think one of 3 players ever to have 13 catches and not get to 100 yards.
Yeah, it's hard to do.
It's something like that. Yeah, I saw something like that.
That is hard to do.
It's only happened a couple times, and he's one of them this week.
Jake, you passed the 8 yards. Go out of bounds, bro. Slide.
Right? Come on.
There's a lot of 3 yards and turn around and fall out of bounds type stuff.
Absolutely.
I'll take it.
And then a couple running backs came through for you. So Jordan Mason, everybody that was celebrating the Aaron Jones hamstring, you got rewarded with 116 yards and 2 tutties for your guy who's no longer sharing the backfield. And then we also have James Cook. He's kind of turned into a regular on this list. Another 100-yard game, another touchdown. But here's one that's surprising, probably right in your flex. And it was one that we weren't really sure of, but I feel like you can just plug and play now because against Green Bay, Quinshon Judkins, 94 yards and a touchdown. So 2 straight weeks, yardage have gone up. He's gone from 60 to 94. He's got his touchdown. That's against Green Bay, and we were talking about that defensive line is hard to run against. So the fact he did that in game 2, again, he was unsigned 2 weeks ago, and now he's suddenly getting immediate impact right away for that Cleveland team. That's a pretty good sign for the future if you're a Quinshon Judkins owner. And then there's a couple of wideouts. So these are more of your flex guys. But if you had them, you're probably getting high scores. So Trey Tucker, 8 for 145 and 3 touchdowns. What? Come on. Gino and him are like doing a dance. I mean, they're doing somersaults and backflips, got their own handshake going. Keenan Allen is like back in, it's like it's 2019 again. So Keenan Allen, 7 for 65, another touchdown every single week. I mean, if you're a Ladd McConkey owner, you're like, what the hell happened? Keenan, go back to Chicago.
Or a Brock Bowers owner for Trey Tucker.
Right? Absolutely. But Keenan Allen has made Ladd McConkey. He's like, I'll just do that, please. Just sit back there, young kid. And then Johnson, our favorite Quentin Johnston, is someone that I guess we have to start believing in. He's just getting the targets.
I think we do.
Yeah. And Ladd McConkey.
And by we, I mean me.
Yeah. But you know what I'm saying, though, is Ladd McConkey's now seems like the third option in that passing offense, which is not where he was getting drafted. You know, these other dudes weren't getting drafted. They were like your throwaway picks in round 8 through 10. And now these guys are delivering. So those are kind of the main ones that jumped out. The one for the Chiefs,
I got
to hit the Chiefs.
Go ahead.
Yep. Thornton.
Go ahead.
Tyquan Thornton, right? That's how you say his name. And 5 for 71. I think until Xavier Worthy gets back, he could be the Chiefs guy. So those are some fun ones right there. And A.J. Brown back from the dead. And all it took was getting down 19 points. And suddenly Philadelphia realized, God, should we throw the ball? I don't know.
We got a guy who's pretty good here. Maybe we should get it to the guy who's better than everyone else on the field.
Yeah, and he gets away with offensive PI for touchdowns. So throw it to that guy. But those are some of the ones that I saw this weekend. Gentlemen, are there some other ones that you thought were great? Or who saved you on your particular teams? Or who's just looking better than you thought, I guess, in general?
One of the Saints for me this week was, and listen, if you told me before the season that you were buying into Daniel Jones and the Colts, I would have to call BS. But all of a sudden, they're like an offensive juggernaut. They put up 33, 29, and 41 in their 3 games. I happened to start Michael Pittman Jr., 6 catches, 3 yards, and a tutty. He got me clear in one of my leagues. On the flip side, the center, there was once a tight end who played for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers named Cade Otton, who I thought would be good to
that was so
drop
last
into the
year,
flex
Chisholm.
spot. You know, thought those 600 yards he had last year and 4 touchdowns were but
not this year.
I didn't see a lot of the game, but I saw he had a 0, so I went and checked. Well, he must have not played. No. He was on the field for 52 of the 57 offensive snaps, and he got 0 targets. Wow. Not one time did Baker look his way.
Maybe he was blocking a lot.
Yeah, I think he must have been, or attempting to. So I would say if you thought Cade Otton might be a guy who could flex like he did last year, it appears he's persona non grata to Baker this year. So he would be one that I would not count on anymore.
Yeah, that is another one. It's been tough.
0.
Yeah.
0 targets.
And I want to go back to quarterbacks that are kind of at least had something, because we drill this dude all the time. But Caleb Williams, all right.
Yeah.
All right.
Good
one
week.
Game, we'll
Good
give
week.
it to you. You
didn't
look like
not a career make, but
yeah,
it was a great
298 yards and 4 touchdowns. Roma Dunze looks like his favorite, but Luther Burden actually got into the action this week. And that was kind of fun to see. DJ Moore had some. Swift was getting balls out of the backfield, so it was probably his best game of his career. We've watched enough of his junk, and I know he had a couple good games last year, but they were kind of like more luck, and he's got away with some stuff. This game, he actually played pretty well. I watched most of it.
Yeah.
He just looked better. He made better decisions, obviously.
That's right.
That's how you get a line like that.
I think we were in draft mode a few weeks back. I think he had a couple of 2s last year, like second highest quarterback, but he hit the number 1 spot, highest scoring quarterback.
The issue with him historically is
he's not good.
Next week, everyone's going to run out and get him, and then next week he'll traditionally just drop a massive turd in your punch bowl. So if he can develop some consistency, I don't know who they play next week. I mean, they were playing Dallas, and Dallas is pretty bad.
Chicago
So we'll
plays
see.
Las Vegas.
Let's not forget that the week prior, Dallas gave up 450 yards passing to Russ the Love Muss. So it's not like they're putting up a strong level of resistance to the pass, but we'll see how Caleb does next week. I'm going to give him his props. Daniel Jones, as you mentioned, has been a revelation, I guess I would have to say. Like, this man was dead and completely thrown in the garbage heap in New York. They didn't want anything to do with him anymore. They might be looking, going, maybe not.
And the
such
thing
a good
is,
move on
he's
our part.
cheap for him as well. I think he only did like a 1 year, $10 million deal or something like that.
Right.
It wasn't very much. And like other teams are probably with some of these shaky quarterbacks, probably like, it would have been kind of nice if we had $10 million to scrape up. But the Colts,
I will say,
I think Richardson's toast, right? I mean, does Richardson have any chance whatsoever? He's just got to go to a next team, is what I see.
Why would you even mess with him?
Yeah.
Another surprising one, if you're looking at the quarterback rankings, I don't think anyone at this point in the season would say that through 3 games, this guy has more fantasy points than Matthew Stafford, Dak Prescott, Bo Nix, Trevor Lawrence, and Tua Tagovailoa. Who do you think he is? Name that quarterback.
Drake May is my guess.
Drake May is correct, but that's not the one I'm targeting. Drake May's decent.
I don't know.
Not decent quarterback.
Spencer Rattler.
Is he really?
Rattler has more fantasy points than all of those guys through 3 games.
That is amazing because he looked like a deer in headlights last year.
Yes, he did. He was brutal.
And he's not like, he's not somebody that you'd say, oh yeah, I got to go pick up Spencer Rattler. But if you're thinking about quarterbacks, he's thrown 4 touchdowns, only 1 pick. So props to him on the pick, on just 1 pick. He's thrown for 639 yards. So Lamar Jackson, well, that's not fair. Baker Mayfield's thrown for 615 yards. He's thrown for more yards than Baker Mayfield.
Wow. That's actually surprising because Baker hasn't been doing that bad.
No, he's had a good start to the year.
He just hasn't had to throw as much so far this season, but I mean, he's still gone all the way down the field and had 3 game-winning drives in the fourth quarter each game this year. So
that's right.
Baker's still doing what he does. That's interesting though, Spencer Rattler. So yeah, Shrewdness out there. Keep your eyeballs on him to see what's up, and especially for your gambling picks. New Orleans isn't as bad, especially at home. I mean, they got throttled in Seattle, but at home they're still a tough out. I mean,
they did get throttled.
San Francisco had to squeak one out last week to get them. So that was crazy. All right, let's go into our...
I got one more quick
Yeah.
quarterback stat for the week. We all know how great of a rusher Lamar Jackson is.
Usually.
Running quarterback.
Until you make him a prop for our Sunday night or Monday night game.
He had 35 yards rushing. Guess where that ranked among quarterbacks this week?
Ooh.
I don't remember too many guys running that much.
I want to go
Maybe they were.
6th.
No idea.
6th.
You're close, Jiz. He was 7th. Led by Tyrod Taylor.
What?
Drake May and Marcus Mariota.
I was going to say, Mariota had to have had some. He was running a lot.
Mariota.
So, yeah, quarterback rushing week. This was a good one to have a guy that scrambles because they all got out of the pocket and got you some fantasy points.
Well, you know who leads in quarterback rushing for the season? Anyone?
I would have guessed Lamar or Jalen Hurts.
Hurts been running a lot.
Jalen Hurts is 2nd. Number 1 is Patrick Mahomes.
Oh, that's right.
125 yards rushing.
He's doing like 60 yards a game for some reason.
Leading the Chiefs.
Right. Crazy.
That's right.
This is why it's fun and why it's maddening. You would never be able to get to this place and say, like, I mean, the injuries hit. You got Jaden Daniels who's out. You got all this stuff going on. Like, guys you thought were sure things are not, and all of a sudden you're like, Spencer Rattler starts looking a little more attractive. You got the beer goggles on. It's about 2 a.m. Hey, Spencer
Rattler's not that bad. You're gonna start talking yourself into it. Like, I'm sure she's got a nice personality. Let's go, Spencer. Let's do this thing.
Exactly.
All right, so let's transition over to our Shrewdness sleepers. So last week, boy, we gave you sleepers all right. They're still asleep. And our criteria, again, it has to be max own 30%. We're trying to get you over 7.5 points last week. So Prue gave you Josh Palmer versus Miami. And boy, for some reason, he just wasn't involved at all in Buffalo's offense.
I got one target.
Yeah, one target.
Everybody else got 5 apiece.
And he caught it.
He caught it. So 1.5. It's not good. And then Chiz gave you Adam Thielen. And in a game that was, 44? What the heck was that score?
48.
Whatever.
48.
Yeah, 48. Sorry, 48.
Shouldn't everyone get a point?
Adam Thielen, 0 catches. 0, which is unbelievable because Justin Jefferson still had a pretty good game. TJ Hawkins still had a good game.
I think he had one target.
One target, I think, yeah.
Yeah. So that was not good. So we gave you a goose there. And then Kayshon Boutte, I thought he was going to be pretty solid. And but for Drake May underthrowing him in the back of the end zone, ended up in a pick in the end zone, that would have gotten me over. But alas, horseshoes and hand grenades, 4.8 points.
Right.
Kayshon Boutte did not get there. And in fact, just didn't really have much going on at all.
Matter of fact, if you add up the points from all of our sleepers, they still would not have gotten you
Yeah.
over the 7.5 point threshold.
You picked up all 3 and put them in one spot in your lineup. You still failed. Sorry.
Well, what's funny, though, is if you started them against Neighbors, CD Lamb, and Zay Flowers, they're competitive.
They were.
So when you put it in perspective, it's not that bad. We did pretty good compared to those guys.
It's not bad.
It's all about perspective. So let's go. Let's try and get back on track. So this week, we have 30% max owned again, which is the most challenging part about this is finding scrub piles. And we're going to try and get 8 points out of this dumpster dive. So we're going to go dig into this garbage.
And let's remind everybody, Dex, our success criteria is hit 1 out of 3. For the season, combined, we've hit 1 out of 3. So
we're at 1 out of 3.
That's true.
We need to hit at least one. We got to stay on pace. We got to at least get one of these to hit this week to live up to our very high standard we have set for ourselves.
That's right. So let's go to Chiz because you gave us the only 0, and you've given us 2 zeros so far this season.
2 zeros.
Can you at least get us some points this week? Who is
if there's a way you could bet over 8 or 0, one of those two things, this would be a sure thing. Okay,
that's right.
All right, I like what I've seen lately from Ollie Gordon the third. Ollie Gordon the third. He is a strong runner. They love him in short yardage.
Yeah.
And they're playing the Jets. So I think that it will be a competitive game. I don't think it's going to be one of those games where the Dolphins are way behind and they got to throw all the time. So I could see them wanting to grind a little more. You don't want to put it all on one man's shoulders, on A-Chain specifically. So I could see Ollie Gordon getting more usage, and I definitely think he's got a good chance to get in the end zone. So I think he could get over 8 points, especially like the matchup against the Jets. So Ollie Gordon III is my sleeper. Feel good about him this week.
All right.
Dex, how do you think is going on this week?
All right. So I am going to go international on us this week. I am going to Dublin. I'm going to get a pint of Guinness, and I am rolling with Calvin Austin III. So
we got 2 the thirds.
We got 2 thirds.
I got to rethink mine
Go
now.
find a third quick. All right. So Calvin Austin III is someone that is at least being looked at enough in that Pittsburgh offense. I mean, he is the number 2 opposite of DK Metcalf. Minnesota is their opponent this week. And Minnesota, again, you're just like, they just stuffed T. Higgins, and that dude got 1 catch for 15. But you think Calvin Austin III. International games are weird. Let's just start there. International games are weird and funky. Aaron Rodgers is a veteran quarterback, not Jake Browning. And frankly, they got a better line and a better defense. So I think it's going to be a far more competitive game. Calvin Austin kind of works that underneath routes, and he can also make the big play. And I like Calvin Austin. I think he's going to have the targets, and I think he can get you up to 8 points this week if you're dumpster diving for that. Just a flex player to fill in for an injury. So if you're a CD Lamb owner or you need Connor or Najee, any of those dudes, Mike Evans, you got to find someone to fill in. Calvin Austin III might be a place to check. Mm-hmm. All right, Pruitt, who is your sleeper this week?
All right. I cannot go with James Cook the third.
Nope.
Dang it!
He's the only other third I could find on short notice, but he's owned by too many people.
How about a
But I am
Rondé
gonna
Gatson? Isn't there a Gatson out there that's a third?
I'm going to take James Cook's backup. I'm going to take Ray Davis.
Okay. I like what you did there.
So that kind of works out.
Good segue. Yeah.
So Buffalo plays New Orleans this week. New Orleans is not a great team, as you may have noticed.
Spencer Rattler's good.
Yep. He's been throwing a lot because they've been behind a lot. So, I think you might see Josh Allen and or James Cook exit the game early this week if they get up big, which would lend more time to Mitch Trubisky and Ray Davis.
Trubisky, let's get a Trubisky sighting.
Davis.
I think you may get some dump offs. You may get some, repeated runs for 5 yards apiece.
Feels like a Ray Davis game. I like it, Brew.
Right. So I could see him getting up to 8 points this week.
Okay.
Give it a shot if you need a running back.
I like it. So our Shrewdness
I think this may be our first 3 for 3 of the year right here on the sleepers.
So we'll have Ollie Gordon the third versus the Jets, Calvin Austin the third versus Minnesota, and Ray Davis versus the Saints.
Ray Davis the first.
Ray Davis the first. Backing up James Cook the third.
That's
it. Right.
Backing up the third. All right, let's go to our Shrewdness Spuds, the Duds.
I don't want to do this segment anymore.
I know. Chisholm might quit after this one. We'll see what happens. So this one is a little more challenging. We really put ourselves to the test. So minimum percentage owned, 95. So these are starters, flat-out starters. Target points we are going for this week. It's kind of hard. I think we make it a little too hard for ourselves, but whatever. 8 points. So last week, Pruitt gave you Jalen Waddle, and Waddle, he had a good enough game. First half, not so much.
He waddled into the end zone.
Yeah, and then he waddled into the end zone, did his little penguin dance. So
one catch in the end zone was like 9 of his 14.9 points.
Yeah.
I was close, but he had one good play.
And then I gave you Breece Hall against Tampa Bay, and he was trash. I mean, it's an honorable mention. I may have missed, but 9.2 points.
So close.
He's projected for over 14. He sucked. So Breece Hall was a dud, but he just doesn't count for our stats. And Chisholm, he was I don't know, man. He was trying to swing
high degree of difficulty.
He's trying to do
off the high dive.
And the Russian judge did not give it to him. So the Russian judge said, Jahmyr Gibbs, how about 40,000 fantasy points and score a couple touchdowns? And
at least.
For good measure, catch like 5 or 6 balls. So, yeah, I think he closed in around 30 points tonight.
34.4.
34.4. So just barely missed. Just
by a scotch.
That's right. So let's start with Pruitt on this one. So Pruitt, give us the good news or I guess maybe the bad news. Who's the spud that everyone needs to be aware of as a shrewdness player out there, the shrewd take?
Well, I may be in trouble this next week. I have my 2 starting wideouts are Zay Flowers and Mike Evans. And Evans went down.
He ain't playing next week.
And and Zay Flowers goes against a Kansas City team that completely shut down Malik Neighbors.
Ouch.
And
absolutely.
I'm worried that they're going to shut down Zay Flowers too. So I need to go find a wide receiver that can play this week.
Calvin Austin might be out there for you.
I'd be looking
Calvin
out
Austin the third.
Calvin Austin. So, yeah, Zay Flowers is my pick. I have a feeling he won't get to his 15.5 points that he's supposed to get to. I think it's going to be closer to that 8 mark.
All right.
Maybe.
Chisholm.
He got 3 tonight. So
I've learned my lesson. Learn my lesson. I'm going to
stop
lower
taking
my
Jahmyr
degree
Gibbs and James Cook.
I'm gonna lower my degree of difficulty. And this is a guy who's he has sputted this year. Marvin Harrison Jr. Something ain't right. Something ain't right with Marvin Harrison Jr. I don't know if you guys saw any of the highlights or watched any of his game this week, but man, he had a ball. He was wide open. The ball hit him right on the number, and it went right through his hands, and he dropped it. And it was like backyard playing with your 5-year-old, and you're like,
ouch.
That's all right, buddy. Good try, buddy. You were in the right spot. Like, wide open. And I'm like, this is Marvin Harrison Jr. Something is not right in between the ears right now. So
Ouch.
It's not clicking for him. He's got a lot of talent, but I don't see it happening, and I don't think it's going to get better against Seattle, who's like on fire right now. So we're going to go him as my spud. I don't think he's going to catch many, and I don't think he's going to score a touchdown for sure.
All right.
Dix, who are you looking at?
Immediately go get Marvin Harrison Jr.
Immediately for Marvin
put
Harrison
everything
Jr.
you can on Marvin Harrison.
Whoop. He's going
Mortgage
off for
the
20
house.
plus, man. That is what you need to do. All right, so I guess this one's a little more risky, but I'm sticking with what I've seen so far with that Tampa Bay rush D, and Philly's going to town on the road at Tampa. So Saquon Barkley. You're like, what? No, say it ain't so. Saquon, rushing leader, badass. I think he's going to have a rough time. So far, again, that's 3 weeks in a row. Tampa hasn't allowed hardly anything. I still don't think Breece Hall eclipsed 47 yards either. So that is every single person that they've faced, their top running backs, no one's eclipsed 50 yards yet. So Saquon Barkley, you could, but I just think it's going to be a very tough sledding against the team. And Philly got lucky last week against LA.
Oh my gosh.
Very lucky. So I don't think Tampa, if they can get into that position, will do the same thing. I feel like they have a better scheme. And I think that Rushdie, Vita Vea, or whatever the heck his name is, Vita Vea, big old dude, he stuffs the run. And that's all I know. So Saquon Barkley is going to be a spud this week at Tampa.
I will say, Dex, that's a high degree of difficulty. I'll give you props. Nothing else just because of the catches. He catches a lot, but
yeah.
But he's caught a lot. He's had 4 catches in 2 games. But he hasn't gotten over 100 yards yet, which is kind of surprising for Saquon. A lot of people were saying maybe all the usage last year would
catch
finally
up to him.
take its toll.
Yeah.
And it might be. But let me take it aside here. So those are the spuds. We'll list them first, and then I have it aside. I have a rant.
Well, let's get the rant. Let's go.
Okay. I know that I'm biased. I don't care. I want to put this out here because it's right. It's truth. And sometimes you just have to stand up for truth. And this is the truth. Philadelphia Eagles are the worst, best team I've ever seen in my life. They are the worst, best team I can remember. They are 3-0. And 3-0 is 3-0. We are what our record is, right? That's the case.
Right.
They're 3-0. They've beaten the Cowboys 24-20. The Cowboys 24-20. They beat Kansas City 20-17 on multiple false starts on a tush push. Not gonna lie, that's what happened. Multiple false starts on a tush push.
Check the videos.
And then on the Rams, they sneak out 33-26 because of a blocked field goal that should have been a loss.
A game winner.
Yeah.
They are living right. They are getting the W's. I can't discredit the W's, but man, they do not look good. They do not look like a good football team right now. They do not look like a team that, and quite honestly, they're very flawed. Everyone is talking about, they did get the passing game right this week. I'll give them that because they hadn't even been doing that right. But before this game, they hadn't even done that. They don't look like a great team. I will tell you, this shows, though, the importance of the defensive line because their defensive line
it's great.
Is ridiculous.
Yep.
They're so good. And their offensive line. But the defensive line in particular is ridiculous. And when you can stop somebody from running the ball and make them one-dimensional, it's a game changer.
And when you're 90% on 3rd and 1s and 4th and 1s, that helps a lot. But, hey, Chisholm, so I just want to throw this back at you. What was the team the whole football world was talking about being the exact same thing you just said last year? And where did that team end up? Where was the lucky team that kept winning?
Kansas City Chiefs.
That's right. So winners win, man. I don't know. I hate it.
They figure out a way to win.
But Philly,
That's
I
absolutely
think they're
right.
going to keep on doing this because they have a play that is a cheat code, and it's awesome for them. Again, Philly fans, enjoy this. It's got to be just the best, knowing that everybody hates you because it's awesome.
Enjoy the play that no one wants to see. Enjoy it. Enjoy the fact that it ruins football. Go for it.
Yeah. It's just St.
Soak
Louis.
it up.
St. Louis blew it, though, because it wasn't that play that killed them. It was blowing a 19-point lead.
For sure.
You've got to be able to score some points in the 4th quarter.
Yep.
They couldn't get it done, and they couldn't execute a field goal. A field goal is a very routine play. Kick a field goal.
Yeah.
Rams, let's do this thing. All right. Anyway, so that's going to bring us in I like our little segue there.
Wait. Overall. Sorry. Overall, we still are at 33% of the spuds or the spuds as well. So we have hit our target, but again, we got to get one of three of these. This is a big week for us.
That's it. So Zay Flowers, Saquon Barkley, Marvin Harrison. Those would be our spuds this week. Fade accordingly. All right.
Yes.
Gambling picks. So if we want to toot our own horn a little bit, toot, toot. We
Absolutely.
are kind of running roughshod across
the NFL
betting scene so far this season. So as we speak, we're 77%. We've hit 7 of 9 for you folks. 7 of 9. I hope you're following along at least on these, because you're buying a yacht soon. So last week,
you're not going to hit 78% anywhere.
Right.
I mean, we should be charging you lots of money for these picks. That's how good they are.
And all you got to do is just listen to the show and place bets. It's that easy. So Chisholm last week gave you a winner with Pittsburgh, New England under 44.5. Cha-ching. I gave you Cincinnati, Minnesota with the battle of the backups. So they're going to eclipse that 41.5. Minnesota did it by themselves. Cha-ching. Freebie. And then Pruitt, I don't know what happened to Atlanta last week. That was just a weirdo. They lost 30 to nothing.
They forgot to show up for the game.
I know.
Happened.
So Michael Penix, man, just kind of to go off on a tangent, he doesn't look very good. He's played 3 games this season. He looks terrible. If only they had a $35 million quarterback they could just plug and play in, and that's been to playoffs multiple times in his career and wins primetime games all the time. If you could just find one of those guys off the street,
right?
I think they could fix themselves immediately. Oh, hey, Kirk Cousins is there. So I think Atlanta really needs to look in the mirror and say, I know we invested in Michael Penix, but like J.J. McCarthy, find an ankle sprain for a couple weeks and just see what happens. Just see what happens.
A little bit.
But I think I saw Michael Penix limp off at the end of that game. His calf looked like he got tight, right? Did anyone else see that? I mean, I'm trying to help you out, Atlanta. I saw something. I don't know what it was.
Tweaked the knee, I'm pretty sure.
To your point, Dex, he's completing 58% of his passes.
That's horrible.
He's thrown 1 touchdown and 2 picks in 3 games. At least he's not throwing picks.
I mean, the thing is, you have Drake London.
That's because he's not completing anything.
You have Drake London, Bijan Robinson, Kyle Pitts, Darnell Mooney. You have weapons. I just don't know how you'd be this bad. And Carolina, you got shut out against Carolina?
Carolina is not a good football team. And the worst part about Penix is he's not running either. No. So if you look at his rushing yardage, he's run for a grand total of 18 yards on the season. So
yeah,
he's averaging 6 yards a game.
But he's not passing for much, but at least he doesn't run either. I mean, just make sure we got that. So anyway, on to our gambling picks. So, I mean, heck, that's what we think of Atlanta right now.
We're on fire, though. This is
so we missed
money.
We missed that one. We missed the stinky New York Giants pick week one.
Week one.
Other than that, we've won 7 out of 9. Like Dex mentioned, that's off to a great start.
We're hitting pretty good. So this week, Pruitt is going to get back on track with what?
That's right.
Tell us your pick of the week here, Pruitt.
I've already forgotten who they play. They play the Giants. They play the Giants.
Oh, that's all you need to know. It doesn't matter who's playing them. You take it.
Chargers are favored by 6.5. I've been really impressed with how they played so far this year. They're off to a great start.
3-0.
Justin Herbert and Keenan Allen look like they're 10 years younger than what they really are.
Yeah.
I like my chances against the Giants team that looked pretty bad against Kansas City when KC didn't look that great.
That's being
still
generous.
Won handily.
Pretty bad, I think.
Yeah.
They were. But what about that Giants team from 2 weeks ago against Dallas? What if we run into that one?
Well, Dallas.
The 450 rest of the love bus one?
Yeah, that's right.
Dallas can't put any pressure on quarterbacks. So
that is true.
Stood back
if only
there
they had a
all day.
linebacker who could put pressure on the court. Oh, wait, they traded that
Green
guy.
Bay's got one, though. Green Bay's got a guy like that. Right, Chargers minus 6.5. I like it. All right, Chisholm, what do you got?
Ooh, this is going to smell. You're not going to want to do it. This is one of those you wince when you place the bet. Do I want to? But here's the deal. Here's what I think I've learned in betting for over a decade in the NFL. If you get double digits, you got to take it. And if you get 16.5, you don't have a choice. You actually don't. You don't have a choice. It's required.
It's by law.
So
it's just written in
by
there.
law.
It's the NFL betting code.
You have to take it.
Hey, I gotta do it, guys.
There's no choice. It is uncanny though, and if you watch enough NFL football, you know New Orleans is not good, and Buffalo is really good. So if New Orleans goes to Buffalo, a dome team goes to the outdoors of Buffalo, who's much better, they should get demolished, and they should. But 16.5 points just doesn't happen in the NFL that often. We talked about the 30-0 game that happened. The reason that that's such a bizarre thing is because it is so rare. The NFL is known for competition, being competitive, and at least some sort of parity. And usually when a team isn't that good, they still show up for a game like this.
There's no way the Saints will lose by 31 points again 2 weeks in a row.
Surely not, right?
Because Seattle's way better than Buffalo, and Seattle accidentally beat them by 31 points. So
that's not going to happen again. Not going to happen again. So Spencer Rattler is a phoenix. This guy is pretty much unstoppable. And Alvin Kamara looks like he did 5 years. Anyway,
I think
this is going to be one of those games
sucked last week.
This is going to surprise you. It's going to surprise you. Take the 16.5. It's way too much points in the NFL. Lock it up.
All right.
Dex, how are you going to round us out? Give us the 3 for 3.
All right. I'm going to give you the third winner for this week. So I am going to kind of a battle of just atrociousness. So Tennessee, Houston. It is a over-under of 39.5 points. Cam Ward is leading every metric of terribleness. He has the worst yards per dropback, the worst yards per completion, lowest points per game, doesn't run either. So Tennessee's offense, pretty bad is kind of the short of that. And if you're a Calvin Ridley owner, you know. If you're a Tony Pollard owner, you know. So Tennessee's not scoring much. So what do they get? They get to go on the road against Houston, who actually has a really good defense. That's all they have. And their offense is atrocious. So Houston's offense, again, I think it's probably more of that offensive line. Nick Chubb not doing too much behind it. You take away Nico Collins, and that is bad. But Nico's not going to be able to score 40 points all by himself. So under 39.5, I think feels very good. I like the under for this game with two bad offenses and two not horrible defenses. So the defenses are definitely the strong point of both of these teams. And the offenses, I just don't see how this seems like a slugfest, 17-13 or something like that.
2 0-3 teams going at it, man.
Somebody's got to get a W. Or they'll tie. And they might tie it like 6-6. So we'll see what happens. So that is our 3 picks. We got Los Angeles Chargers, 6.5 points over the Giants. We got the stinky, smelly Saints getting you 16.5. You get to bring the points with you to Buffalo. And then we're going under 39.5 for Tennessee, Houston. All right, so that is what we have for those 3. Gentlemen, we got to talk about a couple injuries, though, and where's our Shrewdness listeners go? So Najee Harris, if you had him, you're kind of screwed because Marion Hampton is owned by everybody, so you're kind of screwed there. And Najee popped his Achilles, so he and Austin Eckler can rehab together. And I feel bad for both those guys.
By the way, is there anything worse in replay than showing the slow motion Achilles pop?
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, ugh, don't show me that again.
Oh, and you just see him pop.
Showing it.
You get the calf wiggle, like the little.
It's just nasty. But
terrible.
What's worse than that is seeing what happened to James Conner's ankle. Just got obliterated, and it just goes and it just was not looking good. So I hope he plays again. That looked really bad.
That might be, I hate to say it might be it for anybody, but
yeah, so
at his
Trey
age,
Benson
that might be it.
Is probably on someone's team. Trey Benson's going to be the one getting the lion's share. I think DeMarcado, isn't that the other guy for Arizona, will probably by default start getting some looks there. If you're a CeeDee Lamb owner, gents, who do you think the target? I mean, I think Jake Ferguson obviously picks up more of those, which is what happened this game. I mean, CeeDee Lamb goes out early and Jake Ferguson has career high in targets. I think that's kind of where it's going to keep going. But if you had to pick another Dallas wideout, let's go to you, Chiz. You're in Dallas. Who do they think is going to pick up the slack for CeeDee Lamb for these, looks like up to a month?
Which is,
they have Tolbert. I mean, I guess that
is brutal.
It is.
And I think
It's,
they like
you know,
Turpin.
my initial thought was Amari Cooper, but
I know. You got to wake him up.
since he is still asleep on the couch, I like Tolbert in that to get the more targets. I mean, I think, obviously you got Pickens, who's the number
Pickens
2.
is going to get his, but
he's going to get his.
Boyd.
But like, who's stepping in?
Yes.
The feeling seems to be it's Tolbert, and he's not bad. You could do worse in terms of, if you got to start somebody. I think that they're going to be behind a lot. So I think he could get a decent amount of points for you. So he's not the worst place to go having Dak Prescott throw to Jalen Tolbert.
Yeah. That's kind of where I was leaning too. And he probably is available in some of these leagues. I don't think Tolbert is. I think he's going to be available in at least a chunk of leagues. So he's someone to at least take a flyer on, especially if you're carrying just some trash. And you don't dump CD Lamb because it's only 3 to 4 weeks. But you might want to trade him. Honestly, if you can trade him for some fab dollars, because that team will probably get cut. And you might be able to pick him up again. And he's a corpse to you. So he just gives you more bench room. I know that's a scary proposition. But there's also, and I heard this on another show, and I kind of like it in a kind of a diabolical way. You could just dump him and see who bids the most just to waste their fab dollars on him. And God, it's diabolical, and I sort of love it, especially for a hurt guy that you're not going to play for a month. I love it. So it might be something you think of. Just consider it. You're like, oh, but that was my first-round pick. I picked him 3rd overall. I got it. But this is the long game.
He's a corpse, man.
You got to play some chess here in these middle rounds, and he's dead to you for a month. And the problem is, whoever picks him up, it's dead to them too, and they made their team worse, and they spent fab to get him. So if you're kind of looking at it like that, I don't know, kind of clever. Mike Evans, we don't know the severity of his hamstring injury yet. McMillan's not back yet. Egbuka is the clear number 1, and Egbuka is
Sterling
awesome.
Shepard, baby.
And Sterling Shepard's going to be one that steps up there for sure.
He is.
Maybe not Kate Otten, though, as we talked earlier, with
Obviously
0 targets.
Not.
Yeah, so I don't know.
I really expected that Otten would get a little action.
Yeah,
but I picked up Sterling Shepard this last week. I nearly started him instead of Tillman.
Yeah.
And I would have come out better. Like, Sterling Shepard is a decent, not replacement, but
oh, for sure.
He'll fill in.
What's the word on Godwin?
So I don't think he's supposed to play this week either. I mean, they didn't expect him to play till October. So this may be the last week he's out. There's a potential chance he could play this week, but he's going to have a Frankenstein ankle. And I feel way better about Shepard and Egbuka than I would about Frankenstein ankle. Godwin. Yeah. So if he does play, I'm not taking that risk if in any fantasy league right now, especially in Guillotine. Chris Godwin just gets you chopped, and there's no way he's going to be. He's not going to be what you think he is. He's not Chris Godwin that was running all over the place before he got his ankle snapped last year.
I can't believe he's back this quickly, to be honest.
I'd wait and see on him.
That'd be a wait and see for me. But gentlemen, here's some people. So for the Arnold, I'm back. We've got Jordan Addison. So coming back, he'll be in Dublin with the team for the Vikings. So it'll be Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison back together again. Xavier Worthy.
What do we think about him?
I think he's going to be great. Yeah.
Slot him in?
I'd slot him right in. Yeah, immediately. So I think he hits the ground running. Again, that Pittsburgh secondary is very beatable, and they're going to be putting all their attention onto Justin Jefferson, unless they're stupid. And if they don't, Justin Jefferson's going to go for 150 yards and a couple tutties. So I think you can feel very confident putting Jordan Addison in the lineup for this weekend. Xavier Worthy should be back for the Chiefs. I don't know what to expect, though. I think I'd do a wait and see on that as well, because one pop to the shoulder by Kelsey or anyone else may knock him right back out. So I would just want to see what it looks like.
And he's going to be playing
first.
in a brace, so you always wonder with the wide receiver
how that
affects that range of motion. And
that one makes me nervous. But if it's that and you've got all these other broken dudes, I would give a chance on Worthy, right? Just see how he looks in practice this week. If the reports come out good, I just kind of see what they're saying, go from there.
Yeah.
Would you guys start him, though? Xavier Worthy this weekend if you had him?
I don't know. I feel like the Chiefs spread the ball around a lot anyway. I feel like they probably will not game plan around him too much. So they would work him in depending on the situation, maybe.
Yeah.
I just don't see him being a focal point quite yet.
Yeah, I'm the guy who needs to pick somebody up in one of my leagues this week, and so I am actively kind of looking at who's out there. I can't say that Worthy is a guy that I would start this week. There's just too many question marks. The Chiefs' offense also looks just disjointed right now, and like out of sorts now. And maybe because Xavier's gone. Maybe when Xavier comes back, everyone's like, yeah, we're back in our roles. We know what to do, and it starts to click. But I don't want to take that risk in week one, especially when they're playing the Ravens in the heated rivalry game.
Yeah, that'll be a tough one. And then I think Jaden Daniels should be back. I think it was just a one-game absence for the Commanders. But that one, you have to kind of wait and see what the injury report looks like. I guess he did a limited practice on Friday this past week. But since he missed the entire game plan all week, they just went with Mariota. The thing is, Mariota played competently, and they obviously drubbed the Raiders.
Yeah, he did.
So whether they bring him back this week, I think they'll be cautious. I mean, why not? It's a long season, and they just showed they can play with another quarterback. But he may be back this week. So for all you guys are trying to survive with all these quarterback injuries, and then the replacements did not do real well, except for Carson Wentz did well, and Mariota did well, but Jake Browning not so well. That was a bad
Russell
one.
Wilson didn't do so.
Russell Wilson did not do well. Yeah. So there's definitely some studs out there.
Another injury at quarterback position, Justin Fields.
Yeah, Justin Fields, concussion. I don't know if he's out of that yet. Haven't heard anything as of today.
They have said that he is. They haven't said he's cleared. Basically,
yeah,
is what the deal is.
But Tyrod Taylor actually did pretty well. If that is the dumpster diving you're doing, I mean, he hit Garrett Wilson.
I mean, at the end of the day, Tyrod Taylor always does pretty well when he comes in,
and he runs.
He runs enough. He's not terrible throwing the ball. You could do much worse for a backup quarterback, Tyrod Taylor. And the New York media was actually asking some questions about, well, if Fields is ready, do we have a controversy? Which is kind of absurd at this point. But
it is. Justin Fields can never get away.
Right. So he's got to get it. Fields still has to get a medical clearance from an independent doctor. So we'll see what happens there.
That's it. All right, gentlemen. Well, I think that's all we got for this week's show. Any other parting shots on anything else you want to hit before we sign off?
No, other than I would like to keep my head one more week. I had high points 2 weeks ago, and I was nearly second to last. I was like third to last or fourth to last this week.
Yeah, in our listener league, our top scorer last week lost this week. So week 2 high score was chopped in week 3. Nobody's safe, man.
This is Guillotine Fantasy. You can never rest on your laurels. You can never think, I have the cheat code. The guy who got cut the second week, Isaac, he thought he had a cheat code in Josh Allen, and Josh Allen laid an egg. So you just never know what's going to happen, and you've always got to be looking to improve your team. Use those fab dollars wisely. Use that strategy. Figure out what you want to do. Don't forget, too, you can send us stuff on the socials if you have questions. Who should I start? What should I do here? Please don't hesitate to reach out on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. We're on all of those platforms, and YouTube. You can do on any of those.
Show the swag.
Yeah, show the shirt.
And don't forget, you can go on the website. I have the Shrewdness and Mercurial Sports Podcast shirt. It's like it's hugging my body. It's so nice and
so
soft, comfy. Like, I don't know that I'll take this off for the rest of the season. So if you want a shirt like that,
I'm glad
go on the website.
Texas.
Let us know. Right?
That's right.
Go on the website. Let us know. We'll get you one. We're going to put another order.
That's right. Perfect. All right. Well, very good. That'll wrap it up. Good luck to everybody in this week. I hope you kept your heads, and hopefully our tips and tidbits will help you keep your head for yet another week. And get onto our gambling bits, man. We're on fire. Right as while we're hot.
Absolutely.
Right as while we're hot. But until next week, everyone out in Shrewdness land, stay shrewd.
Stay shrewd.